questions for Coach, please.
When you grew up during the height of this rivalry, just do you have any impact memories from watching those games growing up, and what's it like to be in those shoes now?
I think my biggest memory would be just how it kind of took over your whole week of when that game was on the schedule, and you would talk about it at school and you would talk about it at practice, and you would just be looking forward to it, and then you would watch it and you would record it. And it was just such a big deal, and I think that is something that was great for women's basketball, and it's very humbling to now be a part of it.
Is there a certain play or game that stands out to you most in that rivalry?
There's not. It's just more so how it, again, just impacted, I mean, everyone at school would talk about it, guys, girls, everyone, and they knew the game was on that week, and it would just be the talk of the day.
To coach against Gino, is that going to be a pinch me moment for you in your career?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a lot. I think when I got on the plane and started my Connecticut scout, it was like, oh, we're doing this. And 2 years ago, you're scouting against Division II opponents, and now you're scouting against Connecticut. But we've scouted against a lot. You know, you've already done LSU, you've already done South Carolina, you've already done a lot of top 25 teams. And so just kind of where we're at, and you have to treat basketball like it's basketball, and you just kind of can look at that for a second, and then you got to get back to doing what you do.
How important is this game and this rivalry for the seniors who were here for those games 2 or 3 years ago to maybe finally be able to beat Connecticut during their career here?
Yeah, I think it's important. I think it's at a unique time in the year. I kind of wished it would have been preseason for us, not smack dab in the middle of our SEC schedule, but I think we'll get a great crowd. We have a phenomenal fan base, and I expect them to show up, and our seniors deserve that too.
Does it come at a good time, though, where you feel that you've made enough growth and development with the team that you think you're getting a good version out of your squad going into this rivalry?
Yeah, I think so. I think it would have probably been a little bit different. They were maybe a little more banged up early in the season too. But again, you kind of just want to focus on SEC play. You want your bye weeks. You want all of that. But all of our games are hard at this point.
When you watched the film, what was your takeaway from the win at Missouri?
We got out of there with a win. It was good to win a close game. We did not shoot well. We did not finish well. Our finishing was bad, and that's what we're going to start practice with today, is working on finishing at the rim. Had some really bad IQ plays, and it was frustrating because I thought we had a great 3 or 4 days of practice going into that game. It did not translate.
What do you think was kind of the difference in closing out that close game compared to some of the other ones that slipped away?
I think we had established a little bit of enough of a lead before we started to panic.
UConn isn't as strong inside as they have in past years, but their guard lineup is just so stacked. You know, what's it going to take to slow down, you know, a lineup that's got, you know, Paige Becker, Zazie Budd, and their other shooters to boot?
Yeah, we have to show up on the defensive end. We have to talk without giving away what we're planning on doing. We have to be locked in, and every single mistake we make, they're going to capitalize on.
Talesia has team best marks in rebounds, points, steals, blocks. Just how much does that versatility kind of help you guys all around, and how rare is that?
Yeah, it's great. I think she deserves it. She was the first one in here today. When she's consistent, and she's taking care of her body, and she's getting her extra workouts in, then it translates on the floor, and it makes everyone else around her better.
Where would you evaluate your half-court offense right now?
Whew. It's not great. I think it comes in bunches. I think our shot selection is still poor. I think we need to work on sharing the ball better, and I think our last game, our finishing was really bad.
Do you think they know each other's strengths pretty well on offense at this point? It's just getting that in the game where maybe they're, you know, in a moment they just kind of forget. Like, just is it kind of that translating still?
I think so. I think if I sat down and gave them a sheet of paper, they would know Jewel is a better shooter than me. This player is a better driver than me, and then they get out there and they're just going a little too fast, and I don't think we communicate very well on offense, and so we don't hear, we don't see, and so we take a shot that maybe we shouldn't take.
How hard is that communication in such a fast-paced offense, and how do you sort of balance those two
Yeah, it's hard.
things?
You can't breathe, and I know that, and I've told them that. I understand there's going to be times that you can't breathe, but you need to point, you need to clap, you need to make some noise, you give them a woo, communicate somehow.
How important do you think it is to continue to get positive play from Jillian down the stretch in this back half of the season?
She's gotten a lot better, and I still think she can rebound a little bit more. I think she could probably get some more looks at the rim, but she doesn't really make mistakes. She guards pretty well for us, and she's getting better and better every game.
Has there been anything that's kind of led to her progressing, just getting
I
comfortable?
think time, yeah, I think time, comfort, confidence.
She seems like she kind of has more awareness of where she is on the court. Just what do you think has led to her figuring that part out?
Yeah, I can just say time. I think first She got that concussion right before we started play, and she was set out for a little while, and then I think she's been playing catch up ever since, and then she's just gotten it under her belt. She's playing with more confidence. I think she was really good for us against Missouri, just going to rebound.
It hasn't been like a ton, but there have been a few technicals on the road now at this point. SEC play. How do you kind of balance like allowing them to have that competitive fire, but also knowing when not to have that moment, especially at the end of the game, like at Missouri?
Yeah, that was horrible. We never want to get technical fouls ever. I don't care if we're up or we're down, so we're going to take care of that today. If I don't get them, they're not allowed to get them.
How do you think the team is adjusting when teams are trying to press them the way that you guys tried to press teams?
Yeah, I was a little surprised that we responded the way we did. We were prepared for a press. We knew it was going to come. We get pressed every day in practice. I mean, every day, full court, especially since we have been by ourselves for about a month and a half. So we've been going against each other in the press. And so we see a press. I was surprised that we handled it the way we did. Part of it was we had 2 point guards on the bench in foul trouble. So Sam was out and Kanaya was out. And then we had people playing spots that they weren't used to playing.
Do you think Talasia would have taken over earlier in the year like she did in the first quarter when we were down 11? It looked like she just kind of said, I'll go score here. Did you feel like she would have done that earlier in the year?
No, I think I was always a little bit timid first quarter. So that was huge. I mean, if she didn't have that first quarter, I don't think we win that game.
Jules kind of come alive late in games for a lot of this season. Is there any emphasis on trying to get her going earlier?
There always has been. There always will be. She needs more touches. She needs more shots. She's got to move a little bit more to create those shots. But that's something we're going to look at in film today. Of hey, you're here and Jules here. Who should get the shot?
Kanaya kind of seems like she has a youthful fire to her when she's on the court. Just what's the best part about coaching that type of player who just can light up everyone when things are going right? Yeah,
she's fun to coach. She's so young, and I know it probably doesn't seem like it, but when you can tell she's a freshman, and so she needs some confidence. But when she gets out there and she plays fearless, she'll take charges, she'll dive and loose balls, she'll get stopped. She's probably one of our, if not our best on-ball defender, and just having her out there and having her create havoc, run in transition, she could probably get more touches for us at the rim too. Just getting downhill and going, she's so fast.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Coach.